Okay. So where do we go from here? What should we show people here? Oh, Tony's walkout, of
Yes.
course, right? Let's do that. Now that you know he's the
We
lobster.
come before you today.
Don't you all see him in a better light now? Don't you all understand why Tony sucks so much? Now imagine it doesn't matter about your politics. Don't matter if you're offended about Puerto Rico. Obviously, I personally am. I'm not taking it well. This Puerto Rican comment. No, not here. Not in Tucson. Not my people. And I work with Puerto Ricans every day. You know, the garbage men who no, they don't do that as a job. I'm just saying that they are the garbage men. Okay, here he is. What's the time code for this?
Jeez.
What's it?
12 minutes.
12
No, just
00.
one,
I mean, what do I do
two.
here?
12 minutes? What do you mean,
I
what
never
do?
know. This is a 6-hour show. So the longer it is, the less I have to type?
He's just right at the beginning.
Oh, okay. Here he comes. Now we're going to watch his walkout. We're not going to make you watch the whole stupid thing. Everybody's heard that on the news 1,000 times, which was nice. Every morning I turn on any sort of TV or radio or film strip. This is what's playing. Here it is. But let's watch that walkout.
Were you the last person in the room? Yes.
What the hell? Here he comes. We couldn't believe our
Ladies
eyes.
and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage comedian, roaster, and host of the Kill Tony podcast, Tony Hinchcliffe.
At home, weren't you guys dying? I always think about the Redbar listeners. You know, what we've been building up this character, Tony Hinchcliffe, for so many years. At least 7. And isn't it exciting at home when you're watching something like this and it's a guy from Redbar that you know every little thing about and you're probably trying to tell your mom or your friend like, oh my God, no, this guy, like, seriously, like, you should. And then you don't really even know what to say. So it must have been so exciting. I'm always thinking about how exciting that must be for all you guys at home. Imagine me. Now, where was I when I heard this news, Jules?
Sitting in bed.
Sitting in bed. And was I awoken to this? Was this something you told me as soon as I opened my eyes? Was this... I can't remember. I want to know what I was feeling, where I was. I want to remember that
we
moment.
were hungover after our long Halloween night out.
This was Sunday after Halloween?
And we slept in.
Mm-hmm.
We were super tired from all the Pueblo prop shopping.
Yes.
And we slept in, and then we woke up like right as this was happening and saw it on Twitter, and then
Wow.
went and started watching it. And rewound a
Unbelievable.
little
And we
bit.
couldn't believe it. You know, we were so outraged when this happened. We really were. And so when I hear people say fake outrage, oh, it's all fake outrage. Is my outrage fake? Do I seem like I would fake outrage? I've been outrageous with him for 7 years. Let's see what happens during the walkout. Here he comes. Look at this. Oh. Hands in the air. He's a motherfucking lobster. Look at him. Look at that tracking shot. That's beautifully done. Oh, there it is where he's going. And he,
Oh, really,
dude? He does this thing now where he goes, like a senile grandpa, like he can't believe it. Like he gets caught in the moment, right? Because it used to be like, you know, he would make, you gotta make your eyes,
mugged a little bit
you gotta make your
before.
eyes like this if you want to do that. You can't go. Like that looks really weird and senile, like Biden would do.
Yeah, I was gonna. You look so cute like that.
Aren't these masks good? You know, I want to make masks like this out of all the fools.
Have you ever considered wearing that mask in the bedroom?
You can see through it.
It looks great.
Don't
on
these
you.
look great on everybody? I mean, this is really, this is all people need to do for Halloween. Get one of these.
That's what led
Look,
us
they're
to
this.
wanting the
look-
Stewie costume because they had that giant Cartman head that was so
They had a
sick.
beautiful giant Cartman head that was made out of like molded plastic to look exactly like Cartman's head. It was like a 3D head, and you put it on. It looked so sick. It looked like I was part of the cartoon. I was like, they got to make a Stewie eventually of this. You know, even this of Stewie would be great to have. I want to get if anyone knows where we could get these made, these foam things. Now, they've got these, see, you can see through the eyes here. So if anyone knows how to get these made or can make them, I want to do every fool's head just like this, print it out. It's just on this cheap foam board, but it's got these see-through eyes, so you got to find a mesh guy or a printing on mesh thing, and it needs to have these foam blocks to protect me. But I want one of Denny. I want one of Melton. This would be a great gift for my upcoming birthday. Thank you. Okay, look at the walkout. Look at that senile face.
Wait, your hat is covering him.
Oh,
just
my
so you
hat
know.
is covering his walkout here. Is that better?
Yeah.
Look at him. Wait, here. This is the face I'm talking about. Wow, you look at those VHS scan lines.
Yeah, there. Wait.
Right here?
Whoa.
I mean,
What
look.
is that expression?
Why does he make that open mouth expression? And look at these lobster hands. They've almost, this is his finger, I'm thinking. Look how long his fingers have grown. They are turning into claw-like crustacean hands. So this is what he was doing, and he was so excited. We were so excited.
Madison Square Garden, how we feeling, huh?
He did get those teeth fixed,
isn't
huh?
this special? 17 years ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in L.A., and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the
Why is that anybody's business? Why did that need to be said? Nobody cared. To other people, this performing at Madison Square Garden, that's only a comedian's fantasy. Normal people don't go, oh my God, performing at Madison Square Garden, this is everyone's dream. No, that only sounds like a dream to you people, Andrew Schultz and you. There's not even other comedians who dream of that. Except for Dave Smith, he dreams of doing his Libertas performance there, where he brings all the libertarians together to vote.
Dave
You
Smith.
see how all these people are now just churning to voting for Trump. Dave's whole audience is mad at him now. Because I guess Dave was not for Trump. He was for the Libertarian Party. And now he's like, we got to all get behind Trump. And they're like, you're fucking dead. You don't get Libertas at all. You screwed us. Same thing with Robert F. K's supporters. These people are all violently mad. A lot of people mad. Kill Tony fans violently mad at Kill Tony, who is now really mucked up the whole idea of him. So that was a beautiful way to open up, and again, it's like, what an important moment. Think of all the great stuff you could have said. Think of all the wonderful things you could have said with, how much time did he have? 10 minutes?
12 minutes.
12 minutes? Imagine the stuff he could have said. The brilliant writer, Tony Hinchcliffe. No, he wasted on Madison Square Garden, Jigaboo watermelon heads, Puerto Rico. I mean, these are like just stock jokes, and you're going, what about, I thought you were like this brilliant writer. Like, where's the brilliant writing in this? These are just, very funny sentiments, and as statements, I find them funny. But as jokes, I find them to be horrible. Has anyone ever said this? Everything Tony said, if at a speech, if it was just a speech and not cloaked as comedy, I would be fine with. But as a joke, if these are jokes, well, then I'm violently mad. We deserve much better comedy than that. Has anyone said that?
That is new.
Yes, I think that is finally, we found a new take there.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's something people are afraid to say, but, these are things that I whisper to Jules all the time, like pointing at people on our block. If it were up to me, I'd whitewash the hell out of this. I ain't kidding. I love when those college kids are there. They really clean this place up with their beautiful, and not like this kind of way. But why didn't Tony take this opportunity to say something really cool? You know, you wasted it with this Madison Square Garden. You know, I roast everyone. I make fun. Why didn't you make fun of some of the whites? I don't even hear people saying this. Why didn't you do some funny white stuff? Surely you could have attacked at least Steven Crowder or a guy like that, made some jokes, some relevant jokes. Or the Democrats, plenty of Democrats there, you could have made some really funny jokes that everyone could get behind. But yeah, it was weird that he just, these very hack street jokes. And then I'm going, well, how long did it take you to come up with those? Because if it's anything above 30 seconds, I can't really, you know what I mean? You can't really, if he said I came up with all this on the top of my head, okay, fine. But the fact that you're telling I spend hours a day perfecting my craft, and it's like, this is the craft you perfected for hours? It's like when Joe Rogan tells us, every night I come home and before I go to bed, I sit at this mechanical keyboard and I force myself to write jokes for 20 minutes at the least, sometimes an hour or two. Okay, all that work, and then your comedy is just this? Don't tell people that. Tell people, oh, I just come up with this off the top of my head, so if they're not that good, that's why. Don't tell us you've been working on this for years, hours and hours and hours a day. Teams of writers. Did Jeff Ross sit with you? Oh, buddy, this is our big moment. And come up with this? I hope not. Because it's a little, I got a robot here. He came up with 1,000 of these. He has one. He could go all night with these. These are easy for him.
Here are a few things about Puerto Ricans that you might not know. 1, they're bad parents. 2, they're aggressive and short-tempered. 3, lazy. 4, they're just bad-mannered and have no grace, elegance, class whatsoever. 5, they're insecure and jealous. 6, they're untrustworthy. They're prone to thievery or backstabbing without the consideration of others. They're selfish, they're uncaring, they're uneducated, they're disrespectful, they're discouraging of education.
Okay. Well, thank you. See, now, come on. Why doesn't this guy get in the big bucks? That's just as funny as any one of Tony's jokes to me. That's way funnier. So that's what I don't get. These jokes. How
And this
long?
is Big Spid's first time on
This
stage.
is this guy's first time on stage. This guy's never done comedy
He's
before.
never even gotten up on Kill Tony. He's trying to get us to introduce him to Redbar.
They should really have Kill Tony use this guy here because he's very, very funny. So very easy jokes. Let's just hear a little bit more. I don't want to hear the Puerto Rico one because it makes me so sick.
We should watch some of it, though, because this is actually a celebration.
Sure, it's a celebration. Here we go. Tony?
Ago, I was sleeping in my car behind the Comedy Store in LA, and I'm proud to say this is my 4th time performing at Madison Square Garden, the most famous arena in the damn world. The American dream alive and well right here. This is very different than where I'm used to performing, though. I'm used to nighttime with people drinking, not so many babies in the crowd, and people that are obviously only here for Lee Greenwood tonight.
If I didn't know who this was, I would think this is the worst fucking shit I've ever heard. Regardless of the jokes, surely, just this guy, we should all hate, right? I don't understand. How could anyone look at this guy and be like, that guy's pretty fucking cool. That's pretty funny. The only thing I think that's going on here is people just don't know, like Travis Kelce. He don't know what funny is. They don't know, and they hear this. Oh, okay, I guess this is what people are doing. But for America to tune in and see this fish face, look at that face. Look at that face. There was another item at Spirit Halloween. I don't know if you guys saw this. One of the main creature features at Spirit Halloween. They had Terrifier this year. They had Big Spit, of course. Who else did they have? They had
a really, really tall, white, thin man.
Yeah, who was very scary. They had this big carnival barker, I think. And then they had a ventriloquist, like a dummy on strings. What do they call it? A marionette puppet, right?
Yes.
They had a marionette puppet at Spirit Halloween. It looked exactly like Tony. I even said to Joel, like, should we buy this? But we already bought the spider 2 weeks before. And really the theme of a marionette, well, I feel like that could have went with this. Right?
I'm trying to look for a picture of it.
Maybe you have a picture of the marionette.
I can't find it.
But, I mean, really, look at this guy's face. He looks like the ventriloquist dummy. The stock ventriloquist dummy. I saw one of these at one of the antique shops we were at. They had 100 of these things. They must have been a big...
Spid is way more iconic.
Big Spid.
Oh, wait, I found it.
Okay, yeah, maybe we could show people this. And, of course, Big Spid is a play on comedian Big Spit, which barely any of you know. He's Josh Denny's co-host on that show Big Uglies. That is, by the way, they have lost their studio. It is confirmed now. They used to film at this podcast studio. We never knew where the hell they got this studio, Josh Denny and Big Spit for Big Uglies. And they would do their show out of there, and it had professional camera switching. It had semi-decent light. I mean, compared to what, they do out of their living room, this was a pro place. And all of a sudden, Denny shows up, and he's back in that kitchenette computer chair, and he's back with the pink lighting and the webcam, and he's doing his show split screen with Big Spit on the other side of the wall in the other apartment next to him. Blank wall, blank cream wall. And Josh is going... Yeah, we couldn't use our studio today, but we'll be back. They haven't been back since. It's been 6 episodes out of Denny's apartment now. How did they lose their studio? What's the story behind it? If it was anything other than Denny's fault, surely Denny would be telling us the story, why they lost the studio. But, Xander, you could write that down in the book of L's for Josh Denny. He has lost his studio, and he's back in the bedroom making his podcast.
I have such a good Denny clip that we have to show today. You have to remind me after this.
I would love
Also,
to.
someone just said, I thought it was a play on Big Spit.
Let that be a lesson.
Big who?
Big Spick. And I was like, oh, no.
Oh, my God. No. What's Big Spick?
Here we have this guy.
Oh, a giant spick? Guys, I mean, who do you take me for here? You think Tim Heidecker and the Dirtbag Left would all stand behind me if I was just cheap like that? No, this is Big... And that's not me trying to hide that it's
I know,
big...
I hope no one else sees a clip and they're like, are they saying Big Spick?
Oh,
because
no.
Of when...
Because what is Big
nobody knows
Spid?
Big Spid.
And what is Spid? S-P-I-D, like short for spider? That's not a word, right? Spid?
Literally the only reason we called him that is when we first saw this spider, we were like, oh, we should get this for the show.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Cut
we
to
should
him?
make him a comic on the show. And
Yeah.
then I was like, Big Spid.
Big
And that
Spid.
just stuck.
So it's S-P-I-D, and that's just short for spider. It's the best we could come up with. And we just thought, yeah, okay, we'll call him Big Spid. Oh, look at the rock on Big Spid. Do you guys see that fucking rock? Look. That's a nice piece. I didn't see that at first. He's got a solid gold rock on there. So this guy really is a comedian. And the fact that he has a nice watch. Not that he's mocking a watch or anything. But yes, that's the name where it's not Big Spick. That is disgusting and that is beneath us and that is not... I mean, why would he be Big Spick? You think that's what we came up with? We're like, okay, Mexican... The spider's technically big, and what do they call Mexicans for a horrible word? Spick. Oh, yeah, we'll call him Big Spick. I hope no one thought that. And if anyone does, show them this. This tape will clear everything up, I hope. And I'm sure they'll be like, oh, my God, we're so sorry for being mad at you for any sort of lewd comment. All right, but yeah, here's the other thing we were going to buy.
No, this is way worse. Big Spid is way better.
Well, I don't know. This could have been
This
really
is too
funny.
on the nose.
Of course. We don't like doing on the nose.
No.
So this is what we...
Don't be a blockhead.
But that looks like Tony. Wait, is he coming back?
This is one of the most...
Bobby Strings. His name is Bobby Strings. I love these Spirit Halloween things. I don't know where they come up with this crap. Every year, do they have different guys at Spirit? I love Spirit. I mean, Spirit Halloween really captured the spirit of Halloween in my mind.
When they made fun of Spirit Halloween on SNL, we were like, fuck you, yelling at the TV.
I know, like, that's not a shitty place, SN. Look at, it does look like Tony, though. Same attitude, same vindictive nature, same piece of shit. Look at this.
In the lineup
Same
this
vest,
year.
even as a vest.
He's wearing a vest. I mean, why didn't we should have at least got this just for personal use? Is it too late? Have they closed? Is Spirit Halloween closed shop and they're out of
He'll
town?
probably be 50% off tomorrow.
I won't be in any mood to go to Spirit Halloween after this. I got to do my 2-week sleep. This is amazing,
And 2
Bobby.
weeks of
I
cleaning
got
up
this at the
beans.
2 weeks of
flagship
cleaning.
store, and this box is ginormous.
Whoa,
It comes with a
ginormous.
Spirit sticker,
Okay.
meaning that you got
You get it. There's not Big Spick. That's Bobby Strings. Okay, I'm glad we cleared that up. Okay, back to Tony's little speech. Let's see if we could catch moments that the MSM, did not catch.
Normally, I don't make my political beliefs a known thing. It's
Yes, you do.
divisive for a comedian to do that, but just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for.
A comment like that, I don't care what side of the aisle you lie on, that is some cringe-ass shit to say. Come on.
Now I feel like we have to watch this whole thing because, nobody else is covering his little expression. I'm always
Yeah,
like,
you got to
we can
see the
skip
expressions.
over
First
this.
of all, look how maniacal he is.
After every joke, he purses his lips
He goes-
together like he's holding in the biggest grin of his life.
Well, we saw him with motherfucking Lobster. He's so proud of himself. He's his biggest fan. He really is proud. You saw how he goes, how about those lines, huh? You know, this is what he's thinking. In his head, when he's looking out like this, he's going, they love me. They really love me. That's really the sickness of Tony C. Hinchcliffe.
Just know I sleep well at night knowing who I'm voting for. Yeah. Yeah. When I lay down and my head hits my pillow.
Oh, I hated this. Did I hate this? My pillow. Let me tell you, everybody. My pillow is the new grinder. In that, it ain't fucking funny and never was. Stop with the My Pillow humor. This has been happening for what? 10 years now? My Pillow humor. It's so funny that this guy created this My Pillow, from Cumia to Aaron M. Holt to Melton probably. This My Pillow has been an obsession of idiots for years and years and years. It's over. The My Pillow references must stop. I know very little about the guy, but I've heard about him almost every month for the last 10 years. It must end. It is over. Not funny, not relevant, and you don't own well, you know what? Tony probably does own a My Pillow. Tony doesn't know about luxury. Tony doesn't know about class, as you could see from his vests. A couple weeks ago on Kill Tony, he was wearing a brand new Bumblebee vest. It was a leather vest with Bumblebee, what would you call that? Honeycomb hives all over it. And the day that episode came out, a listener sent me a link. Hey, Mike, here's Tony's vest if you'd like to buy it. Again, some sort of Alibaba Nana store. This thing was like $60 overseas, another overseas job. He don't know what to buy with all his money, as evidenced by his home office. Where he's got a home office with like a big golden T that looks like this. Everything he buys is crap. It's almost like he was from the hood. He don't know what to spend his money on. He don't know what's good and what's bad.
Would you go on a shopping trip with Tony if you had the
I would love
chance
to. I would love to
style
take
him?
Tony on a shopping trip. I hear, this is what everyone says who's close to him. He's the sweetest guy. So nice. That's what they say. Haven't you heard these people? You've heard these people. Tony seems so harsh on the outside. He's the sweetest, most kind, most unselfish, gentle, loving, caring person. And I'm always going, oh yeah, I bet he's real sweet. I would love to take him shopping. He wouldn't believe the sites because he doesn't know what's what. So I bet he does have this stupid MyPillow. He probably thinks that's like a expensive pillow. Is what, $45? To him, that's a step up.
It is a fantastic pillow, by the way. I was staying at the Four Seasons up by Central Park one night, and I laid my head down, and it felt so good, and I thought to myself...
Four Seasons, this is what Trump supporters want to hear? Oh, another rich asshole staying at the Four Seasons. Ooh la la. Was that part of the joke, to say he's staying at the Four Seasons?
No.
And why would you bring the MyPillow to the Four Seasons? Which is a beautiful hotel. Little dated.
What an amazing pillow. I have a little bit of money now. I could buy a good pillow. And I took the pillowcase off, and there it was. My pillow, my pillow, my pillow. And damn it, I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KillTony, you
What
can
is the
also
joke
buy
here?
4 My Pillows.
Wait, the joke was to use promo code KillTony?
Yep.
I didn't even catch that. So there's not even a joke about MyPillow. He's going, yes, I used to not be able to afford pillows. Then I slept at the Four Seasons, and I took the pillowcase off, and it was a MyPillow, which it's not. The Four Seasons should sue. Could you imagine all the angry Four Seasons customers right now? We should call the Four Seasons and go, yeah, I heard you're stuffing those pillows with MyPillow. Is that what's going on here? I slept on a fucking MyPillow, which is a racist pillow. Right? Or something. I don't even know the story behind this, but it's got to be something bad if everyone keeps saying it. And the joke here at the end was that you could buy one with promo code KillTony. I just can't believe that was the joke.
I bought 4 of them. And if you use the promo code KillTony, you can also buy 4 My Pillows. There's serious stuff happening, people.
He probably got paid to do an ad during his
Yeah, he
set.
probably did. Look at this.
I think I saw someone on Reddit saying that the
what a beautiful
promo code
fucking
actually
chick. Sorry.
works.
Oh, it really works.
But I don't
the
know if they were
promo
kidding.
code.
I
Okay.
didn't look into it myself. So
This is such a hot chick to me right now. Like, to me, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever fucking seen in my life. I can't keep my eyes off of her. My eye. I lost an eye, by the way.
don't make fun of that.
I did. I have a fully non-working eye from a very similar accident to Jeff FM. Well, I kind of, more like a copycat situation that I did to try to be closer to him. Okay, so back to Tony here. Oh my God, and then you have this person. This is a person in full hospital bandages. They've been badly burned, and they just have the eyes and a top hat. It's like the Invisible Man or something. He came out to sneak out, but he's been badly humiliated by fire. Okay, let's see.
I live in the great state of Texas now. 18 years in Ohio, 20 years in California, and I got to
Remember Ohio. You guys got to remember where he's from. I was seeing comments about calling him Gummo all over the internet. I was, reading the comments, seeing what people were saying. So many people calling him Gummo in Instagram comments. I'd click on their profile. Guess what? Follow back, it would say. Meaning they follow me. So this Gummo idea of him growing up in Cleveland's Gummo or wherever that scumfuck city is really picked up steam. This is what you're seeing here. This is the spaghetti bathtub eating Gummo that we all hated from that movie. By the way, you could only see that film on DVD. It is not on streaming. Jules, I'm dying to show you Gummo. Maybe this week, in honor of Tony, we could finally sit down and watch Gummo.
You want to watch a DVD together?
I would love to watch Gummo with you. And I got another DVD sent in by a listener. Listen to this. Somebody sent me a Blu-ray of a movie that I must promote. I don't know if we ever did, and I'm sure we did, but you must see this movie because barely anyone has seen this movie. Even our closest friends say they have not seen this movie. The movie is called Climax. It is a must-see. Okay. That's one of Mike's picks. What is this jingle jangle I keep hearing? Now, it could have been much worse. This jingle jangle could have been this all show.
It's a real rattler tail.
Look at this, everybody, here. This beautiful...
Wait, hold your hand back a little bit. I feel like you've moved around so much. Everything's going out of focus.
Is that better?
Yeah. It's like where your mic is.
Oh.
I don't know how that happened.
Is this better?
Yes, perfect.
Wow, I can't even see there. Look at this beautiful rattler. This is a real rattlesnake here. What did they do, the girls here? A beautiful God, I can't. Very hard to line things up in a monitor here. Look at this beautiful rattler. Look at that.
It's gorgeous.
And it sounds beautiful.
That thing was also expensive as fuck, by the way. Like, it shocked me.
How much was this little rattler?
$50.
$50?
And I was like, oh,
this is something you would get like your kids $3.99 at the checkout aisle of the hotel.
Every fucking thing in Tombstone, I would like pick it up.
Oh, they
price
ripped
tag,
us
and
off.
then I took it up there and I'd be like, how much for this rattler tail? And then she's like, $49.99.
No way.
And you just have to
but
say
this
yes.
was something sitting at the counter next to like clipper lighters. Like there are hundreds of these on the counter next to like a bunch of bullshit items. And
Because don't you start second guessing, like, oh, maybe a rattler tail is a really expensive item and I don't want to look like a fool.
But then there were like a million full scorpion lollipops. Those were like $4. I was going to wear this around my neck, but then I realized you guys would be going nuts if I was rattling. Okay, very nice. I'm just showing you. I really thought of you guys. I got all this cool stuff. Okay, back to Tony.
See California turn to absolute horrendous thing. And traveling the world, I got to see San Francisco turn into one of the most demented cities, one of the greatest downfalls I've ever seen.
Really?
And that is where the
Now,
other
we're dying to go to San Francisco to see if this is true. You know, we hear all these people talk about L.A. You can't go there anymore. It's over. Remember, even Joey Coco Diaz, who is somewhere in the room, find him. Even Joey Coco Diaz was like, I had to get the hell out of there. I went to the park with my daughter, and there was a homeless bum standing by the slide. What the fuck has happened to this city? I had to get out of there, Joey. Joe Rogan, I had to get the hell out of there. So we go to L.A., we were almost like scared, and we've been there, you know, many times since everyone's been saying this. It was the exact same as it's ever been. Maybe if you live there, you're seeing something different.
Says San Francisco is literally fine.
Wow.
But then the next person says it's a cesspit.
I have no idea. You know,
right.
I've been dying to show Jules San Francisco. I've only been there once, and I remember being blown away by the what it looked like. I had no idea it looks like.
We live in Tucson, so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure where we live is much worse. So I would love. Is it safe to go to San Francisco? I've actually been staying away from it all these years because of what these guys say. But then again, I go to L.A. We've been there 4 or 5 times since they've said all this, and it's exactly the same as the other 100 times I've been there, and we stay for weeks at a time. It's always been the same. I mean, there were barely any. I saw maybe one homeless person our whole trip. Everywhere we went. You know where I didn't like? Nowhere. It was all fine. And you know what I liked the most about California? The way it's governed. Back to Tony.
candidate worked for 2 decades, and it's absolutely wild to see. And in Texas, stuff is really crazy. We're right there by a wide open border. Where are my proud Latinos at tonight?
Woo! Let's hear ya.
You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible.
Ooh, and there it is. So forget the jokes. Look at the smiles. When he sees they liked that one a little bit. Do you see? Here, we're going to go. Oh, come on. You're losing me. Look at this. After he says the joke. Hold on.
This is
Look at this.
horrific.
It's wide open. There's so many of them.
He hears
It's
them laugh.
absolutely incredible.
And then, oh, he's made it. Oh, wait, I want to catch that. Come on, what do you do?
That's folia, duh.
He's made it, huh, folks? Mountain, can you start putting this guy on blankets, please? Look at this guy. I mean, really, look at his ears. Look at his mouth. Look at those eyes. It's like staring into Jerry Seinfeld, huh? That's like staring into John. Maybe Jon Stewart likes him because they got similar rat faces. Look how fucking ugly he is. And when you include that mustache into the zoom in. Oh. God, is he scary on the big screen, huh? Look at that. Oh, God, is he ugly? Does he know how dang ugly he is? And he's bragging, oh, I get all these chicks. Do you think the chicks are bragging that they get you? Yeah, they're going through the same trauma as an actual rape. Really. Any girl that's got to do anything with your body, go down on you. Oh. You know, he does the Joe Pesci as soon as they start kissing. Up, down. And he's got some force down there. He's got some force because he needs... And imagine his fucking cock. Imagine The Wire, I call it. You ever seen the show The Wire? It's a show about Tony's dick. His dick is no different than a USB. Here, I'll show you what his dick must look like. I've always said this. You ever seen a lightning cable? Here's Tony's dick. That's Tony's fucking little schmendrick, pale-ass dick. And the girl's got to go, oh, yeah. I always think about this. Shane Gillis's girlfriend, she must really enjoy going down there and going like this. Oh, yes, Shane. Oh, this is so fun. I always think, do they do it differently? Do they have a special way of getting together and having sex? Because when I'm having sex, oh, my gosh, you should see the sights. But when Shane Gillis's girlfriend and Tony's girls, do they go up to him and they're like, oh, yes, honey, this is a lot of, oh. There you go.
Maybe they're into
okay,
it. Maybe
okay.
the love of the man.
I don't know. I can't imagine them doing anything else but going, okay, is that good? Is that good? Okay. How dare you make a girl touch whatever you got down there, Tony's little crank. But it's this long. Sure, it's long. Oh, it's long. Here, I'll show you how long it is. Yeah, it's like this. Here, it's like this. That's Tony's fucking dick. It's long.
That's too wide.
But it's thin. Yeah, that's too wide. You're too wide. You're too wide. I need you now. Okay. Tony Hinchcliffe back to his set. He's smiling. He's happy. Trump will fix Vance. Got it. Okay.
Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with
Believe
open
it or
arms.
not.
And by open arms, I mean like this.
All right, no, that's your intro. Oh, look at his face there. He says. That's how he sounds. Imagine dating a guy like this. No.
It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies, too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
Are you mocking them? That's what they believe. Why are you doing their voice?
Just like
I guess he did make fun of whites here. I don't think he realized. You know, that's the voice and tone that everybody used to do, like back in the South Park days, where they're like, they're taking our jobs. That was the joke back then that Tony thought was so great. Remember when South Park was mocking the type of people who say that, right? And now, like, Tony has forgotten that tone of voice, this right here, is the way you would mock someone for being so stupid that they would think that.
They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country.
Okay, but that's an actual statement. So why are you mocking these people? Do they know about this? Was this a clip on the news? Did Tim Harris talk about this? You know, I was watching this clip of AOC and Governor Walz talking about this clip. Remember that viral clip when they were talking about this? Do you know I watched that clip about 100 times before I said to Jules, who's that lady in the video? Remember that, Jules? AOC and Waltz. And I watched the video like 10 times. I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. Now, who is that lady? And you said, that's AOC. I go, that's what this AOC? Okay. I didn't know she was a Puerto Rican piece of fucking shit. Wow. Okay, here he is mocking the person he is. I mean, this is how your people talk, Tony, from Ohio. Your ears match that face you're making right now. So, congratulations.
Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. Free speech is under attack, people. I host a show, and each week I get updates what words we're allowed to use and not use anymore. It's happening right now the past few years.
They are, at least that's the part, right? Because they don't get offended. Because I've done like tons of like anti-God jokes. I did a lot of Trump shooting jokes that they didn't get bothered by. I did a ton of anti-God stuff that doesn't bother them. So he has a point there.
It's a real thing. And, you know, used to be able to tell people to Google stuff. My mom's a boomer in the state of Ohio. And
I don't know if your mom's a boomer. I've seen her. She's like 89. I don't know if that's boomer. I mean, your mother is really old and ugly. Really old. In those homes she raised you in, I don't care, single mother or not. I've seen every one of Tony Hinchcliffe's childhood homes. From when he was a baby to a few years later and through all these... Really? They sent me photos at Timeline. I had pictures of every angle of his childhood homes. They sent me the Google image results and all this stuff showing me each home. Boy, those were dumps. Those were scary. I mean, those were places like you and a friend would sneak into to explore on Halloween night as a dare.
It's like that old movie that I love where the house turns into a guy.
Yeah. I mean, very similar to those. Very scary. Like places that I'd be too scared to even... If we were driving through, I'd be like, lock the doors and blow the lights. Scary.
Rhett and Link actually egged his house.
Very
got
similar.
In a car accident.
Very similar house to the house Rhett and Link egged back during their childhood 30 years ago.
Convincing her of anything. She's eating the cats. She's eating the dogs. They're eating the pets up there.
That wasn't... And again, you have this beautiful opportunity to say so many amazing things. Think about, now, if you really are trying to get a rise out of people, think about the stuff you could say to get a rise out of people. To just repeat these very basic things that have been beaten to death on Twitter.
You have a platform in front of everyone. Your only gripes about the country are the things that everybody else already says.
I mean, we've already heard a million times on Twitter.
This is your chance to tell Trump what you want changed about America.
I mean, think of the opportunity. Think of the things. If somebody said you had 10 minutes to talk to the world 8 days before the election, I mean, think of the power. And you use it to just go, the cats and the dogs. Yep, they're eating the cats. Exactly right.
It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is.
Now, the grammar of this has always bothered me. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is. Now, I don't know if that is proper grammar. Sounds off. Sounds stupid. Does not sound like the top billionaire comic. You know, I expect more. Remember the comics when we were kids? They'd go on TV. They wouldn't talk in this stilted, choppy, jerky, under-vocabbed language. Listen to this.
Convincing her of anything. She's eating the cat. It is absolutely wild times. It really, really is.
That's a disgusting way to string a sentence together. It really is. It really is.
And, you know, there's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico.
Beep, beep.
Too X-rated.
All right. Okay. We're getting there. Now, again, normally I don't follow the national anthem, everybody. This isn't exactly a perfect comedy.
Comedy excuses. You don't do... is this thing on? Normally, I do much better. Guys, you know, we're going to hear Big J and all these people talk about how excellent his set was. I don't know what they're seeing. I don't know where the excellence is. You know, this is putrid. This is some of the worst. If this was on Kill Tony, a guy came up and did this, they'd all be saying he's horrible. They'd ask him.
I feel like you have the direct comparison of him at the roast in which he was really confident there.
Yeah, well, that had a team of how many? 22 writers. Again, when people say Tony is so funny, he's so amazing, point me to his best stuff, and they'll always point to the roast, which 22 writers. He's the Drake of comedy. Really is. And he loves Drake, and Drake loves him.
That up. There's some people here. All right. Very good. I like it.
And I understand. I think what's happening is it's like Josh Denny. It's like these people who think they like Josh Denny's stand-up in his Twitter replies, the 6 of them there. They want to fight cancel culture, and they hate the left, so they cheerlead these people who just say outlandish things. They don't cheerlead me for some fucking reason, but they cheerlead this. So to them, they're going to say, this is what we need. This is awesome. This is because they're thinking that you're not allowed to say any of this. They have no idea that, you could say this anywhere you want, anytime you want. Nobody's stopping it. It's everywhere. And if pushback wasn't part of the deal, well, then what's so shocking and funny about these jokes? If they don't offend half the country, well, then why are you doing them? Isn't that the point? Otherwise, what are they? If everybody liked them, wouldn't they be the most safe, stupid jokes? So you guys are like cheering on this type of stuff, but then getting mad when people get mad. That's nuts. When N-Bop, my famous song, was accidentally played at a high school football game, this really happened. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum. Life is like a... Here in old... I hate fucking... Suck dick. They're all poor like Obama. Fuck Michelle Obama. I hate them.
Wow. You still got
I need to perform that live one day. Uncensored, of course. Now, that was accidentally played at a high school football game because somebody relabeled the song Niggas in Paris by Kanye West and Jay-Z. Another song I think is inappropriate for a high school football game of whites. Yeah. But that's what they meant to play, bum, 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 bum. But it played my song in the entire school at the homecoming game, the biggest game. You had thousands of people there, big school. It's a college game. This was all over. People were gambling on this game, and they all heard the song. It was outrage. It was all over the news. And you know what my response to them being outraged was? And that's what it should be, because aren't you trying to make something outrageous, fella? Why do they get mad when people are outraged? It doesn't make any sense. Without them being outraged, you're just saying regular words. The N-word is only good because everybody thinks it's so nuts. And I do too. I hate that nasty, vile slang. Okay, here he is, Tony C. Hinchcliffe, who, by the way, doing comedy explanations here. He ran to Twitter and did a half-assed explanation apology because he was so scared. This is not a man who's confident in his jokes. Imagine if when N-Bop got played at the high school, you... And by the way, if that's not what you meant, and it wasn't a hateful statement, when you go, guys, not what I meant. This is water under the bridge. Guys, come on, I love you all. No, he went, you fucking morons know nothing about comedy. You idiot. And it's like, well, I thought you said you didn't mean anything bad by it, right? So explain to them why it's not so bad. Why are you being mean to them then? It doesn't make any sense. You got to be kind to everybody. You could say whatever you want and just be kind when they say, what the hell did you just say? You go, it's water under the bridge. Thank you. I mean, why not try that approach? No, you fucking idiot. You know nothing of comedians. Okay. Well, now they hate you even more. Why don't you say, guys, you probably heard it wrong. I'm so sorry.
No, yeah. I definitely it's water on the bridge.
It's water under the bridge. Thank you. Guys, it's all in the past, and that's at least what we know. Thank you. All right. I don't know why they never try anything funny or cool, or it's like you should be celebrating. Dun, dun, dun. If I did that joke, I'd be like, look what I just did. Hey! But not these guys. These guys want it all. They want to say something offensive, and then all the people, they want them all to love them instead of being offended. I don't understand. Okay, let's see.
Other policies that I think it should be implemented as well. Like me personally, I think football should be all year round.
It's disgusting.
So many great
Taylor
athletes.
don't have the time.
I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson.
You know, we were listening to this really cool show that I started listening to called True Anon. Shout outs to True Anon, one of my new favorite shows. Now, I don't know politically what side they're on. I've only heard 5 minutes of this show. They've got an up-pitched Anna from Red Scare, the girl on this show, True Anon, that I really like. You know, they make $126,000 a month on Patreon. We looked that up. We needed to know who True Anon was because Redbar in the Wild, True Anon said I'm one of his favorite journalists. The lead from True Anon. I don't know his name. Jeremy True. And I was so honored, and we kept listening, and they were talking about this exact moment. That's why they brought up Redbar. So everywhere Tony's being talked about, people are going, Redbar, really?
People are saying Liz is brat, True Anon rules,
yeah.
we stand.
Oh, good. They know True Anon. They love us, and we love True Anon. We're friends with all the best shows. And on True Anon, when Tony said, I think it's this.
So many great athletes. I don't know about you guys, but I think that Travis Kelce might be the next O.J. Simpson.
So the girl from True Anon goes, what does he mean by that? That Travis Kelce's going to hurt Taylor Swift? And then at the same time, me and True Anon both go, you mean kill? And then she goes, at this exact same time, we jinx, and I was saying it with the radio. True Anon is like listening to an old radio show in the car. I feel if you're listening to True Anon, take a night drive. 2 a.m. Put on True Anon, pretend you tuned it in on the radio dial. That's a show. Now, I haven't heard anything more than what I just told you. But
wait, I should play the Redbar mention through the radio.
Can you do that?
I think so.
Okay, well, if you could cue that up, I could play it through the radio and we could see what that would sound like. We are friends with True Anon. I'm glad that you all love them. And we hope that they could, you know, promote us. Would be, I think that I would love to have their type of fans be our new audience. That's what I would, because I like that those people from the Dirtbag Left have great audiences that are really cool and sweet. But yes, I thought that was very funny. So what? Yeah, he's saying that Travis Kelce is going to kill Taylor Swift, which again, I hope. My dream, you know, I've always said this. My dream is for him to hit her in like a fit of rage, and then for her to have a giant black eye Rihanna style, and then it's this big public thing where he's, you know, they break up and he's outed as a woman beater. That's my favorite thing. Okay, that's what my wish is. Yes, listen.
But it's like they do like this big live show where they have like people essentially come up and do like open mics, and they do comedy and he roasts them. So he's like a roast comic. The thing is, like the kind of famous thing about him is that he himself is a bad stand-up comedian. Like he's like an insult comic, but like he can insult somebody like if somebody comes up and does a bad stand-up set, he can insult them. Or like they're standing there, they look weird, he can insult them. But like his actual stand-up comedy is really poorly received. Yeah. Even by people who like are generally fans of like this kind of bad Austin brand of stand-up comedy. People don't like him. There's a the only journalist in America I like is this guy named Redbar, and he does a really good.
That's a crazy name.
Well, it's a great show. But he does it's the only show I watch.
Okay, well, listen to that. True Anon, everybody. True Anon Picard.
Someone said that.
Did somebody say True Anon Picard?
Connor Basculus.
Connor!
It was in the BBG.
Let's drink to... Oh, in the BBG. I swear I didn't read that. Too afraid to read the BBG. All right, let's do a drink together. Let's keep celebrating Tony all night long here on Day of the Red. You know, that's a play on actually Day of the Dead. We thought that's something that Jeff Dye would come up with that he thinks is like, you know, hard hitting. All right, cheers, everybody. Maybe we'll play something on the radio real quick here. And people don't understand, this is real. Look. Real radio. Is that our station?
Yep.
Let's have a drink on this de los Puertos. Cheers, everybody. Oh, here. De los Puertos.
No te preocupes por mí. Aquí todo sigue igual como cuando estabas.
I'll go, how do they get that radio to do that? They can't believe it out there. Okay. Let's hear a little bit more from Tony C, and then we're going to show you some of our favorite moments of the wreckage, you know, the carnage that happened after this. Look at Tony. Look at it. The look in his eyes. I am going to be one of the most powerful statesmen after this. You know, he really thought this was going to be like the Tom Brady roast, where the second he got off stage, his phone was going to be lit up from people congratulating on how badass he is. He's seeing himself on Two Bears, One Cave. Gone, that's exactly right. That's exactly what me and Jeff Ross always dreamed about. I don't know what his texts look like now, but even Joe Rogan doesn't necessarily want to stand behind him right now. You're going to see Joe weasel his way out of backing Tony. It was pretty bad. If I were Tony, I'd be like, what the fuck? You know, it's just a glimpse of how these people actually are. You know, when it comes down to it, even Joe Rogan, I think, would turn his back on Tony if it got too far. I really do.
Feels good in here.
Ooh.
The other side's got a lot of crazy endorsements. Swift, Eminem, Leo DiCaprio, Beyonce. Every day the Democratic Party looks more and more like a P. Diddy party. Oh, okay.
Why don't you tell them about this domestic violence case that you had? Because, you know, if P. Diddy's so bad, aren't you just as bad? You've done the same as P. Diddy, in my mind. Allegedly. Allegedly, you and P. Diddy are very similar, except P. Diddy's much more handsome.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's what you guys want. All right.
Yes, they want you bashing the Democrats. Get it? This is like what they're all here for. You know, not just this random bullshit about how you've played MSM.
Yeah, it's cool. Black guy with a thing on his head. What the hell is that? A lampshade? Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Wow. I'm just kidding. That's one of my buddies. He had a Halloween party last night. We had fun. We carved watermelons together. It was awesome. You guys this is a groany little morning crowd, huh?
I could see, you know, this John Dees doesn't like Tony's racism. John Dees, the leader of the Kill Tony band.
No.
He don't like it. You could see it in his eyes. This is John Dees on his keyboard. Nah, fuck that shit. Nah. That's what he's like. And we're going to hear from Matt Muehlink, the guitarist who holds his guitar up this high. You seen this guy, this guitarist? We've shown you Matt Muehlink 100 times. Matt Muehlink with his Ibanez. Oh!
Jewish and insult.
Oh, stop it. His Ibanez. Does Tim Heidecker know we've had this on the soundboard for years, even before Tim and I grew this big friendship? Does he know that we have this under here when he was talking to Nick? Who's this guy? I like this guy.
Fuentes.
Nick Fuentes. He had a comment here. Can you reiterate Nick Fuentes' comment of the week here? He said some brilliant stuff. Nick Fuentes, didn't he say something great that we were listening to when we, you know, on our weekly listen, his episode? What were we listening to with Nick Fuentes? You said he said something brilliant.
No.
Okay. Well, if you ever think about it, remember what that could have been. Let me know. I remember.
What was it about?
God, what was it about? Nick Fuentes. Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe you were saying someone else, and I was imagining Nick Fuentes in my head. You said something about a guy like him.
Oh, that Richard Spencer tweeted that
Richard Spencer. Okay, yeah, sorry.
That he hates legal immigrants
Yes.
more than illegal immigrants.
Yes, I said, wow, that sounds like my kind of comedy. Richard Spencer. I'm so sorry. I hope that's not offensive to Nick. He said, I actually hate legal immigrants more than illegal immigrants because legal immigrants get to pretend they're the same as us. I go, that's exactly where I'm coming from. Okay, back to Tony here, of course.
It's not tough to follow this audition for the next Commissioner Gordon's over here. It is, though. It's crazy times we're living in. I mean, all these pointless wars. It is unbelievable what's happening right now. It is incredible. Ukraine versus Russia, Israel, it's like bad soccer games. Who even cares? What are we doing? Why is
Who cares? Oh boy, Hassan, do you hear this?
Joanna, man, don't talk so much about what you do.
I'll tell you two people who care, Hassan and Hila.
Don't talk so much about what you do.
Money involved in these wars.
Ooh, look at that face.
When it comes to Israel and Palestine, we're all thinking the same thing. Settle your stuff already. Best out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors.
Ooh, I hate the tone of this part here. This little sing-song part that he does here. This makes me
what
sick.
would have made me jump out of my chair and start cheering if he started going, Rodney King, Billie Jean King.
Rodney King, Billie Jean King at Burger King doing a Dairy Queen on a skiing machine for exercise.
Now that would have been good.
You know the Palestinians are going to throw rock every time. We also know the Jews have a hard time throwing that paper. You know what I'm saying?
They have a hard time.
All right, we're having fun now. We're cooking.
No, we're not.
Hillary Clinton said that this is a Nazi rally here today.
Listen to this clunky.
Can you believe that? For the most anti-war president of my entire lifetime. And she calls him Hitler.
Beautifully said.
You, Hillary, it was your husband who shot innocent people, or as he called them, interns.
Very fun. Nah, that is some stuff that I haven't really heard about before, except for like 20 billion times. I can't. That's what I mean. It's like we're applauding jokes that aren't his. These jokes were created when he was a little boy. You know, how old was Tony when the Monica Lewinsky things were going on? That joke has been said 1,000 million times. So why does he get credit for retelling old jokes?
Someone in the chat says he looks like a cheap-ass gargoyle statue from Walmart.
He really... He's so very skinny-headed. That's a skinny fucking head with a skinny tie.
Yeah, Hillary, I bet you did not see that one coming. By the way, if I commit suicide in 3 weeks, I didn't.
I didn't do it.
I mean, it's just obvious to me who the right candidate is. There's a guy out here.
I hate when these rich guys are afraid to put on the red hat. I feel like if you're going to be for Trump, you got to be with the people, man. You got to put on the red hat. The rich guys don't want to put on this red hat. Even Elon, he had to do a black hat, right?
I agree. They think like
put the
Lil
red hat on
Pump and stuff like that. They wear the hat.
Yeah. Put
They
the
see
red
the
hat
hatters
on.
as lower
You think the
class.
red hats are a lower class than you? They're the street soldiers, right? You're above that. You're the leader. You know, it's like the Nazi leadership. Remember American History X? You've got all the skinheads, right? The red hats, the skinheads. But then, like, the guys who are their leaders, they're wearing just like a suit. You know, why isn't your
Guys are
head
like
shaved?
those Mad Max guys in white.
Yeah, I love Mad Max guys with the white faces, but the leadership has their own hairstyle. You should do what the people do. Tony, put on the red hat. Let's see you put on that jumbo one like I got. Remember when I bought a Make America Great Again hat? It was this high. I can't even show you how high it was. It was this high. Yeah, about that high. Remember when I wore that? People couldn't believe it. And when I pulled it out, so much stuff under the hat.
Dodging bullets. It is unbelievable, right? He took it right in the ear. Unbelievable. I thought about this. I don't know if you have. Coolest place to get shot. Like if you're gonna get shot anywhere on your body, that's where you want it.
I would think, that would be really cool to see Tony get shot. Wouldn't that be? Do any of my minions want? No. These are just jokes. I'm a comedian doing my job. Well, shoot him in the head then, if I'm just a comedian. We're not shooting him in the head. We want him alive and mad. We want him alive and nasty. I want him on top of the world. I want him to run for president soon. I want him to be the leader of our country for eternity. That's what I want. That's my dream.
Right there. Technically, he got shot in the head, depending on if you're a Democrat or a Republican. Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed.
So what happened?
If you're a Republican, he survived a headshot.
Okay, again, you're making fun of the Republicans, and you're doing that stupid voice, the hillbilly voice of your people's voice. And then you're like, the Democrats. And then you stated the fact of what happened. It grazed his ear. We were all there. We all watched. Remember the next day he had a small Band-Aid, and then the next day there was no cut anymore? Okay. So that was the truth.
He didn't really want to show Joe either. He was like, it's there.
He doesn't want to what?
On Joe Rogan, he didn't want to show it when Joe was like, let me see that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, hey, I'm not saying it didn't get shot in the ear. I would love to get shot in the ear like that. Believe me, every day I get a little cut that's, it's very cool. It's fun. But, again, you're mocking the Republicans now. And you're claiming that they're so stupid that they call it, yeah, he survived a headshot. Why are you doing that? That's the confusion. This is the idiocy of Tony Hinchcliffe. This is what I mean. This is not a smart man. This is not a comedy genius. To Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan can't believe when somebody could come up with any sort of comedy off the top of their head. To Joe's the typewriter man. Joe needs to sit down for months at a time to come up with just a comedic yell. Okay? So when he sees Tony go, okay, you could be anywhere from 22 to 46. He goes, oh my God, I can't believe somebody could come up with to say anything off the top of their head. That's the Joe Rogan disbelief. But Tony is not a smart man, as demonstrated by these. I don't know what this is supposed to mean here. And he wasn't trying to roast them. He was trying to roast the dumb Democrats.
Right? If you're a Democrat, his ear was grazed. If you're a Republican, he survived a headshot. It is. It's the best place to get shot. It's the only part of the human body will drive a piercing through like a little girl's ear for no reason. Right? There's just it heals fast. Nobody cares.
Don't they say that's very painful there? Those earrings there? The little girls get their ears pierced right here. They don't get the fucking top earrings, not little girls. Older women, sure. I like that look too. I like a girl with piercings all over. I like an alt fuck. A fucking crazy baby.
It's the best place to get shot. He went down, saw blood on his hands. I'd imagine he thought right then, I think I just won this shit.
Hilarious take. Look at that. I never heard anybody put it like that. Like, he's getting shot. Everyone thinks he's a badass. This could actually help him. I never thought of it like that. This guy's sharp.
Stands up and says the most American words I've ever heard in my life. No. Before that, there was one more. Let me get my shoes.
Okay. Go on Twitter. Type, let me get my shoes, or whatever Trump said. Thousands, millions of thousands of people have made this point or this joke or have reiterated this in a million different ways. Again, why are we applauding you for taking from what the general public said the hour after it happened, the minute after it happened? Everything you said has been said already.
I don't know
why are we
is
paying
the most
you?
American thing to say, let me get my shoes. Everyone was saying
Well,
that's
he's going to
the
say here.
gayest thing.
Yeah, well, he's going to say why here. Right, Tony? Uh-oh. Look at him.
Fearless. Perhaps still with an active shooter. He's talking like a guy that just had the best one-night stand of his life. Right? Like, where's my shoes at? I got to get the hell out of here. Let me get my shoes. And then the fight. What he did was so cool that Biden got COVID. Oh, yeah. Go back. Look at the timeline of everything again. 3 days after
Interesting.
that. That means that Biden, he didn't get that from hanging out with sick people. He was in a sterile room in the White House watching blood running down Trump's face as he pumps his fist. Biden's like, oh, fuck.
This is one of your fantasies?
It's true.
It's not.
Trump survived an assassination attempt and Biden got COVID.
And survived COVID, which most people of this age do not. So that's pretty badass as well. I lost all my grandparents during COVID. You should have seen me drop that. This is minute one. First time I heard about it on Ethan Klein's show. Before it even got to America, I called my grandparents. I said, are you okay? They said they've been dead for 30 years. Because of COVID, probably. When you look back, you go, oh, that's because nobody knew what it was. They said dementia back then is what they called COVID.
Vote next week. God voted 3 months ago.
I believe that.
Another great Austin, Texas resident, Elon Musk, will be speaking here later today.
One of my favorites.
Unbelievable. Genius.
You know, speaking of that, Ethan Klein and Gila Klein, they have a Teddy Fresh shirt that they put out. Official merch, and they've done this twice. Fuck Elon Musk, and they've put devil horns on him. They hate Elon Musk. They hate what he stands for. They despise the man. They think he's racist, homophobic, transphobic. They're everything the Kleins are against. And just last week, Ethan and Gila told a story about how they just bought Gila's mom a Tesla.
Don't talk so much about what you do.
I mean, why didn't he say anything about that at the fucking thing? Ethan Klein, Gila Klein, think about that.
You guys saw him shoot that rocket into outer space, the largest aircraft ever, fires it off into space, and then parallel parks it back.
You know, I just watched a scientist on Joe Rogan talk about if you think, you know, that the earth here is rich in minerals and, you know, gold and silver and all this, you have no idea how rich space is in these, you know, precious minerals. What are they called? Precious gems. How come nobody is putting this together? Elon does not want to go to Mars. He wants to farm the universe for precious money metal. And God knows what else. And we're just allowing him to do it. He wants to be the first one to get there. Why do you think he's spending all this money and dedicating his whole life to these rocket shoot-ups? He likes the way it looks? Why do you think he's applauding and celebrating and putting every ounce of his effort into getting up there? so that he could start mining and become the richest man in the universe. And we're just letting him. If you've ever seen Spider-Man, if you've ever seen any of these tales, get ready. You've never seen anything like Musk. He's going to have metal arms that could reach right into your window, pull your wife right out. You're all doomed, and you're cheering him on as you buy his car so that he could eventually turn into, the world's greatest villain, marveling, no pun intended, anything you've seen in these books. Okay?
To planet Earth.
DCing.
Meanwhile, Kamala supporters can't parallel park their Toyota Priuses properly.
You're a very bad driver. Tony doesn't know what a tachometer is. Remember, he is very car stupid. So I wouldn't make fun of anybody in their driving in their cars. You should see how Tony drives his little automatic Corvette, which, by the way, Tony, that thing's like 5 years old. Get a new car. You're rich. Get a new car. He's still driving the red Corvette. The 2019 Corvette or the 2020. It's time, buddy, for a new car. Anything over 2 years as a rich person is laughable. You throw that car away, and you don't need to sell it. You could keep it. Get a new car. How? I don't understand these rich people like, I must sell my car in order to get a new one. No. Put it in the garage. Get another one.
Sorry, I listen to Elon Musk. I follow his lead. The world's smartest, richest man has my attention. Wow. Except for when it comes to stock trading, then I listen to Nancy Pelosi. But censorship is amongst us people. It's a very, very, very big deal.
He didn't even know about that Nancy Pelosi thing unless Joe Rogan didn't say it 1,000 times. He don't know what's going on with politics. What did we just catch him in where he doesn't know what he's talking?
Not politics, but on Duncan Trussell's podcast, Duncan Trussell is like, I love listening to Chapel Roan with my wife.
Oh my God, listen to this.
And then he's like, who's that?
Duncan, this was just last week. Duncan Trussell brought up Chapel Roan, the musical artist, the beautiful woman. Tony goes, who's that? You need to know who that is. I'm sorry. A person in your position, such a genius man, you need to know. You need to know.
What are you even making jokes about the same things that happened like 10 years ago? You're not interested in having
No, that's how all these guys are. All these comics. This is why we're so mad about this. I would be cheering these guys on if they were relevant, if they were talking about stuff that actually was happening right now. It's Cosby, it's Epstein, it's Grindr, it's My Pillow. It's the same crap we've been hearing year after year. And when you watch Kill Tony, there's not a show more hack than Kill Tony. Almost every word out of everyone's mouth on that show, besides Redbar, is something you've heard 1,000 times. We deserve better.
And I'm just here to say that you guys are for the right candidate. Tell your friends. Let's close it out. And let's make speech free again. Make America healthy
It
again.
is extremely free. These guys, they get it all. The government hasn't censored anybody. The government has not taken away anyone's freedom of speech. You tune into Redbar every week. My freedom of speech is more alive than all of these guys combined. No one said more than me. And I'm beloved by all sides, by people in between, by the elderly, by the young, by the babies. None of them have a problem with me. No one is trying to take the speech away. Stop scaring people with this. The only one who's taken it away are the companies you work with. YouTube. And you censor yourself. So, in fact, you're the person doing the censoring. You don't hear any bleeps on Redbar, do you? But on Tony's show, they're bleeping the word retard.
Oh, really, dude?
Yes.
You're living in a fucking fool's paradise.
Guess I forgot to laugh.
They're bleeping the word retard on Kill Tony. On Legion of Skanks, they're bleeping everything. God forbid they lose their YouTube ad money. By the way, they've got 7 baked-in ads to the show. So how about you take that money and then you say the free speech that you're also interested in? These free speechers, they censor themselves more than anybody.
And Let's beat the team from California. The team from New York should beat the team from California, not only in this election, but in the World Series of Baseball, America's sport. I love you, New York. God bless New York. God bless America. Let's make it great again. I love you. Thank you. Welcome.
Oh, my God. Look at this. He said, look at that little fucking midget walk out. Okay, so everybody's seen that. And it wasn't 10 minutes before this was all over the news. It wasn't an hour before every newspaper and magazine were writing articles about the terrible Tony Hinchcliffe. I mean, I shot out of bed like that guy from Willy Wonka. I could walk again. You should have seen me. I was hungover. I was sick. I was shaking. Not that day. I was dancing. I put on pants and everything, and I was walking around. What a wonderful, wonderful day that was. But I want to show you
one from Big Spid.
Yeah, let's
to cleanse our palate.
Let's go to him.
He's
Now,
been
what
dying
number
to get a minute
was I on?
in.
Because I don't want to skip any of these. But I'm afraid. Okay, so if he repeats the same thing, this is him. He's a new comic. Okay, let's. Now, did you guys see? Come look at my desk here. Have people seen what I got here? This lever. I mean, look at this lever. You ever seen a lever like this?
That's his mic. He's been talking this whole time. He's talking constantly, doing bits through the whole show.
Oh, he's been,
This
turns on his microphone. As you see, it's this big lever here. I can't believe I watch this. Well, there we go. And let's hear what he's got to say now. This could be a repeat.
I have prejudice, fear, discrimination, and hatred towards Mexican people,
Okay,
or people of Mexican descent,
we've heard that.
or Mexican culture.
That's lovely. See, they're starting to run together. They're all kind of a similar joke. There's 70 of these.
I moved to a nice, peaceful, safe area. First, there were just a few illegal Mexicans, but it's changed. We made it easy for them by giving them free money, free food, free schooling. I hate them. I don't like Mexican culture. I don't like Mexican mannerisms, Mexican beliefs, anything. Is it so wrong to prefer not to like them?
Okay. I think these are very
That one
funny.
needs some editing.
Mexicans are now taking over the school, yelling in the hallways in Mexican. They always come early for the free breakfast. Yet when my daughter didn't have the funds in her account on time, they refused her lunch. If they don't get what they want, they use the race card. Now I have to move to get away from all these Mexicans. It's sickening. Americans are such suckers.
Wow.
They're taking advantage of our resources.
Okay, wow, that was very well said. Let's hear one more from a big spid. That's SPID. We're not making a joke out of that here.
As a cashier, the worst customers I get are Mexican. They're loud, they have no manners, and no understanding of personal space. They never speak English.
Okay, well, you got a big spin, everybody.
Thank you.
Nice. Those vertical smoke machines are beautiful. Will you go ahead and press the bottom keys of the remote there? So that's blue. Go through all of them and see what the colors we got. Green. Look at that. It's really beautiful. Okay, we're going to smoke us out. Beautiful. I can't get enough. And these quick blast fogs, you know how little that eats up. I was blowing that thing off all day yesterday during rehearsals. Blowing that smoke. I must have blown it 1,000 times. I go, Jules, remind me to top off the tanks.
Yeah.
You know, here at Redbar, we do all the work ourselves, unlike Tony Hinchcliffe and these comics. I go, remind me to top off the tanks to our big, beautiful vertical smoke machines, the same ones you see at the Taylor Swift Arena tour, or stadium tour, actually. And I go to fill the tanks after blowing off smoke all day. I couldn't even, they weren't even lowered. So these are good investments. These are great deals, these fog machines. You would think they would eat fog like crazy. I mean, these people could go on tour and have the same tank for 4 or 5 dates if they wanted to. There was nothing. I wish my car ran on fog machine juice because This stuff lasts forever, and it's a bargain. It's $14.99. I got the quick blast, though. You want to get the quick blast. You don't want that stuff that lasts forever, because now, look, cut to the wide. See, we're already... It would be way too smoky here if I got the high-density fog. Okay, so that's quick blast fog from B&H Photo. You always want to order from B&H. Thank you.
Did you see that crazy video of Israel bombing Lebanon?
I did.
And
I enjoyed.
It looked like Spirit Halloween down
It
there.
really did look like... Okay, what do we have next, Jules? Keep us going here with
Let's
Tony.
hear for some people, because it's more fun to watch a video.
Sure, yes,
right?
of course.
Okay, wait. Before I forget, this I thought was interesting. This is like the only person on Reddit I saw talking about Tony's mood after this.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, let's get an
that.
insight to his mood here. You just tell me where to go here in this beautiful...
Yeah, just read that first or else I'll forget about
Tony's
it.
nude. Read what first?
Screenshots from Reddit.
Screenshots from Reddit. Is this right? Okay, look at this. Oh, my gosh. Gory. Gateway Geek. Is that where I start here?
Yeah.
Okay, look at this. Gateway Geek says, it was until I saw him last night. This is about Tony the night after the Trump thing, Jules?
Yes.
The night after the Trump rally. So somebody says
they had to record Kill Tony.
Oh, they had a Kill Tony taping the day after. Interesting. So this person was at that taping, and they say this. I was until I saw him last night. He looked depressed, and I actually felt bad for him. I've been to Kill Tony Live 4 times now, but that show last night was not like any of the others I've seen, and not in a good way. Is there more here? And this one, Jules?
I think the next screenshot.
Next screenshot. Let's go to that. I love these insider takes. You know, you're not seeing this on the news. They're not going over these posts. Okay, so they said, well, what was going on? Why was this show so bad? And she says, or he says, just the energy. Uncomfortable crowd. Security so thick it felt like a prison. Oops, no. Prison. Security so thick it felt like a prison. So Tony was scared, and he hired a ton of security that night. I got up to go to the bathroom, and 3 guys were watching me as if I was robbing a bank. Tony not talking to people before and after the show. Band members missing. Okay, keep an eye on that. Band members were missing. They weren't there for this taping. It was a total fuck, let me mail it in from Tony. It was a total fuck, let me mail it in from Tony. My girlfriend said, I bet they don't post this episode. The whole thing where Trump came out and said he didn't know him was very wild. He was interviewed by Tony's best friend, Joe Rogan. What a fucked up, weird world we live in. Great. Was there anything more on this screenshot?
I just thought that was interesting.
Very
that's
interesting.
What I was the most curious about.
So what is their schedule like? When will this episode, the taping that just happened, when will that air? Do you know when that'll air? Is it 2 weeks from now? No, we don't know.
At first, for this Monday's episode that aired, they put up one with Ari and
did you see
Jim
this?
Norton from Skankfest, but then they switched it at the last second to Harland and
I wonder what that was about. Why did they swap the episodes? The last episode that was posted was a weird switcheroo, a last-minute switch. All right, what do we got next here?
Should we do Joe Rogan?
Let's do Joe Rogan. Bring him on down. Bring him up. You know, Joe Rogan, I thought he would defend him a little bit more now.